Welcome back. And the price of freedom, we continue to tell the stories of the heroes from our area who fought in World War II.
Tonight, Josh Rowe has the story of Dayton's Jim Doty. Josh.
Kim and Calvin, he's 90 years old now, but in 1943, Mr. Doty was 18 years old. He just graduated high school. Jim Doty loved airplanes.
Okay.
Tucked away in the back of this home, in the back of this glass case.
This came off my leather jacket that I let get away, that I wasn't smart enough to keep.
Things that Jim Doty has saved for 70 years.
It's a map of the area that they put in our survivor kits, and it shows the currents of the ocean, so that if you were shot down and you were in a raft, you would know how you were probably going to drift.
In the spring of 1943, James Willard Doty received his orders to report for duty in the U.S. Army Air Corps.
Get that tub of water out of the sun into the garage so Willard can take a bath and go to town and buy him some new underwear. And at that afternoon, I caught the bus out of Bruceton, Tennessee to Jackson, Tennessee, and caught a streamline train to Biloxi, Mississippi. All in that one day. That's the notice that I had. I chopped cotton that morning. I was in Biloxi, Mississippi at the basic training that night.
He wanted to be a pilot, but says he was an inch too short. Mr. Doty trained to be a bombardier on a B-24, and after training, his crew was called to join the war effort in the South Pacific.
I flew 6 combat missions and then 6 long patrol missions after the bombs had been dropped.
Their targets were mostly runways.
Usually there was 9 500-pound bombs, general purpose bombs.
After the war, Jim Doty was part of Project Sunset, an effort to get U.S. airplanes back to the States.
Our 31st Squadron, plus 3 other squadrons, made up the 5th Bombardment Group. And a certain number of bombardment groups made up the 13th Air Force.
Stepping into this room in Mr. Doty's home is like stepping into a museum. Books, photos, medals, and stories from 70 years ago. Mr. Doty is proud of his service and proud to share the piece of history he saw with his own eyes.
It was all an adventure to me, especially early. And I was crazy about all my crew, and I liked the things we did and the way we trained and the things we were getting in.
Jim Doty also said the more missions he went on, the more dangerous they got. After the war, went to college, got married to his wife Billy, and worked for TVA for 35 years.